This is episode 3 of Grassroots, and this is all about the scouting network for Sunday League football. This is about where the positions are and what the scouts look for in each position. I got all this information from the website kitlocker.com/team zone. Starting with the goalkeepers. This is where the goalkeeper is positioned on the pitch. What scouts look for in a goalkeeper are for them to command their penalty area. This is to assert their dominance on the field. They also look for having good distribution. This means kicking and throwing the ball accurately. Also, they need good decision making. This is to make the right choice so they are less likely to make a mistake and concede a goal. Next being the centre backs. The centre backs are the centre of the defence, which hence the name. For a centre back, they need to be able to use the ball with their feet, as it brings confidence to the rest of the team, especially the goalkeeper. But they need to be able to use their head as well, so it's a quicker way of clearing the ball in certain situations. They need to be able to read the game, as they are able to see the whole pitch, so they will need to know when to tackle, intercept, header and pass, etc., and whom they're going to pass to. The last positions in defence, being the left and right back, but collectively known as fullbacks. But they can be moved up the pitch slightly to become wing backs, which are slightly more attacking and used more when they are free centre backs. To get noticed as a fullback, they need to be very athletic, as they need to cover the centre backs but also cover the wingers, which we'll get onto later. They need to be competent with the ball at their feet, so they can pass and cross. But tying in with being athletic is needing to move up and down the pitch so they can attack but also defend. Now moving on to the midfield, starting with the central midfielders, also the defensive midfielders and attacking midfielders too, which a defensive midfielder sits slightly behind the average centre midfielders, and the attacking midfielders sit slightly ahead of the average midfielders. They all need the same traits, with this needing to be good on the ball, as they are the heart of the whole pitch. Also tackling is needed. This is to stop the pressure on the defenders, but also so they can start a quick counter-attack. Tackling is more useful for a defensive midfielder compared to the attacking midfielders especially. Midfielders also need to make good runs into the box, where attacking midfielders will need this more than the defensive midfielders. On to the wide midfielders, also known as the wingers. These can be deeper so they are in line with the centre midfielders, or so they are in line with the strikers, which I'll go into detail later. For wingers, there are certain things the scouts look for. This is their decision making. This is to know when to pass, shoot or even cross, and who to do this action to. Another trait scouts look for is their chance creation. This is about their dribbling, crossing and passing, as they are a key part of assisting others, as they have more freedom out wide. Wingers also need to be able to score goals. This is so the others have confidence on these wingers to go through on goal. Finally, moving on to the strikers. You don't have to stick to one striker, you can have 2 or 3 if you want, but the strikers will always be positioned in and around the opposition's box. For the striker, the scouts look for them to be able to make clever runs. This trait is usually for the quicker strikers, who make more runs than the taller and slower strikers, but they can also benefit from this trait. Strikers also need to make a good amount of space creation. This can benefit themselves as it frees up space for them to pass or shoot, but also help their teammates who can make runs in, behind and around them. An instinct for goals is what every striker needs, as they are the main source of goals. Hold-up play is a trait more suited for the taller and slower strikers. This is to slow down the game and let their teammates run in behind, but the quicker players also need this trait. That is all of the positions, where they play and what scouts look for in each player. Now you have an understanding of the players, watch the next and final episode where I am interviewing 2 Sunday League players